Welcome back. So it's spring, yes, here in Connecticut and other colder regions. We're just starting to bring our statuary out of storage and looking into either chucking it, which I don't like to do, or putting it out in your garden. I believe in refinishing and not filling up the landfills because a lot of these pieces are still really good, really useful. Um, so I prefer to refinish. So that's one of the services that I offer is refinishing statuary and planters, outdoor furniture, that kind of thing. And this is the time of year to do it. Even if you live in a warmer climate, you might just be looking at that garden decoration that's getting really old and really tired looking. But you can fix them, just takes a little bit of work, and you can make them look just like new all over again. So these are some of the projects that I have lined up. These are just a few of my own pieces. I've got a shed full that I'm going to be bringing out. I've got ceramic planters, lots of statuary. It's all looking a little bit tired, so it's time to get to work on some of my own stuff while I bring in other people's pieces. So what I have here in the back there, I've got a big resin bear, and the paint is starting to chip off a little bit. It's not too bad, but if I'm going to be refinishing other pieces, then I'll just bulk a bunch of them together. Resin is a challenge because it fades really quickly in the sun, and it's very hard to repaint it and get that paint to adhere to the surface. It's always a challenge, and just about everything we get now is resin. But I still say either try to fix it yourself, or if you live in my area, you could always bring it to me and I can do it for you. So here, I've got this little water girl who is almost completely decapitated. You can see that crack in her neck, and that head is going to pop right off any second, because when I would move it, I would pick it up by the head. It's the easiest thing to do. Do that to your statuary because you will crack it eventually. So she needs to be cleaned up and get some nice contact cement in there and glue her head back on. So that comes with a couple buckets that hang off of there. It's really pretty planter. The chain's a little rusty, and if I have to, I'll replace it. I've got plenty of bits of chain laying around, but that's, whoop, it just broke. Well, so I'll be replacing the chain. So much for that. And it's got a couple chips, but these aren't too bad. And then I've got this little metal guy back here. It's not in too bad shape. I might touch it up a little bit, but it definitely needs to be cleaned. And those metal pieces rust like nobody's business in the garden. So I've worked on a lot of metal pieces, and make sure you have your tetanus shot, a good pair of gloves, and protective eye gear on when you work on those pieces. But metal is my favorite object to work on. So here I've got this really nice wrought iron bird bath, and it needs some TLC. When I rescued it, that was being used as an ashtray, and that wasn't right. So I scooped it up, and it's got a tiny bit of rust, not too bad. I'm going to get a power wire brush on a drill and I'm going to buff it out a little bit, clean it up real good, and this basically just needs a good paint of I'll use a oil-based paint like Rust-Oleum or something. When you're working on metal, you really need to be sure that the temperature isn't too cold. Like just touching these metal pieces, it's probably about 50 degrees outside today and cooler in here in the garage. So anyway, you got to be sure you're working in the right temperature, not too cold, not too hot. So I'm going to get on with a slideshow of some of the pieces that I have worked on in the past, and I'll come back and see you soon. Enjoy. Okay, so hope you enjoyed. and the pile just keeps on growing. I found another little cute resin piece that's been sitting around. It's got a couple chips and it just needs some basic cleanup and touch up. So next month is April, and Earth Day being in April, I'm going to center most of what I do for that month around the garden decor such as this. I'm going to do a couple demos on repair. If you're looking to have something repaired and you're in the Connecticut or New England area, let me know and I could certainly fix it up for you. Otherwise, if you need help, I could put together a tutorial based on whatever piece you're working on. I've got a huge pile of stuff out that I'm pulling out of the shed right now. You know, ceramic planters and fiberglass planters, and so, you know, there's a ton of different materials, and I don't have too many concrete pieces, but they're in pretty good shape. But I also do repair concrete, and I hope you saw that little fox in the video. That was one of my favorite commissions to do for somebody. That fox was in pretty bad shape when it was brought to me, and I patched it up quite a bit, but it left looking brand new. I think it was about 50-year-old piece, and they've had it for a very long time. So anyway, come on back next month. Happy spring, and I hope you enjoyed, and if you would like to see more. I'm constantly doing Saturday showcases and demos, that sort of thing, so stay tuned. A recurring theme of mine, which I can't say enough, is repair it, reuse it, keep it out of the landfill. All right, so have a great spring, and I will see you soon. Okay, so there you have it. The pile just keeps on growing, and the neighbor just started up the chainsaw. I don't think this is gonna work. His tree fell on our, wiped out our carport, our fence, almost killed my car. But anyway, I guess he'll be out there for a while, so I'll see you later. Getting them ready to put back in the garden. I believe